I'm sorry for the double upload, but I just witnessed the funniest thing of 2019, and I don't want to laugh alone. I want to laugh with you guys. I want us to join together in laughter at the most ridiculous statement that I have read from a comic book pro. So the hot take comes from this lady, Iron Spike, and apparently, according to her, best-selling author, cartoonist, Bulgarian, motormouth, gifted and talented, runs Iron Circus Comics, Chicago's largest comics publisher, shares plenty, owes nothing. Now, as any respectable person working in the comic industry, she is very political. Honestly, almost all of these people, if you look at their Twitter, they're like stormtroopers. They have the same opinions, same ideas, they post the same things. And as you can see, right, she's posting here about the wall and blah, blah, blah. But that's not the reason that I find it funny. The reason that I find it absolutely funny is that the comic book industry is not doing very well lately. And by not doing very well, I mean it's doing incredibly poorly, right? But this lady has a revelation. And she points out that, yeah, while Marvel and DC are plummeting, manga is doing well. And manga is like comics, and therefore the industry isn't doing poorly. What? That's like saying, like my restaurant is going bankrupt, but the guy across the street has a good restaurant. Like, how does that make sense? It's like Westerner from dying industry is appreciating foreign industry doing well. I mean, but you know what? Like, do they have diversity? Does the manga have diversity? Do the people that draw the manga champion diversity? Are there just Japanese people, or do they hire Latinos and blacks, and are they LGBT friendly? That's the real question. That is the real, because at the end of the day, it's not about money. No, it's about humanity. It's about compassion and understanding and celebrating richness and diversity and all that. Oh my god! Right. So, how dare you credit Marvel and DC with the success of Shonen Jump? Continues to be the wildest take of the day. Well, how can you this is like Steve Shives looking at, I don't know, Sargon of Akkad's channel and saying that he is successful, like political commentary is successful because look at Sargon, he's almost got like 1 million subs. And then concluding that since he is doing political commentary, doing nothing wrong. Oh my god. Fact, manga is comics. Manga sold in the United States are comic sales. Manga sales are part of the resurgence of comics as an industry and the medium in North America, and were part of the origin. Primarily thanks to Tokyo Pop, which is an entirely different discussion. Woman, it's like looking at your car company, which is Ford, and saying, okay, well, Ford is going bankrupt, but that's okay because Toyota's doing well and Toyota will serve the car industry in America. I don't even know what to comment. Like, usually, most people that I know, especially the ones in real life, tell me that I talk too much, right? But if you want me to shut up, just get this lady in a room with me and get her to express some opinions. And I'll be quiet, because I don't know what to respond. I think this is the lady that managed to fix misogyny in the workplace. I understand that men speak over women. Like, you get her in a room with me, and if she says something, I will shut up. I wouldn't know what to say. I genuinely would not know. I'd be like, what is this? It's like, you feel constipated in the neck. Like, the words want to come up, but there's nothing. You're like, just... but no, she keeps going, right? Because apparently, like, people are interacting with what she is saying. Like, if you click on any of these, you will find, like, people just mocking and laughing at her. So she's doubling down nonstop. It's a thing comics has in common with games. Both their markets floundered at some point and found their footing again with the aid of Japanese imports. Also in common, Japanese games are games, and when people discuss VG sales, they don't exclude Nintendo. Oh my god, like, no. It's not even the same thing. The thing with games is that in order to play games, you need a console. Like you need something of a media, a platform, in order for you to play the game. And yeah, well, Japan came out with Nintendo, which was a console that was designed to, and Sega, which improved the graphics and the quality and got people interested in games after the conundrum of ET, that video game. That's why Japan managed to save video gaming, and I think like video games would have made a comeback even without Japan. But it was like the consoles and the infrastructure that got games back. It wasn't the fact that Japanese people just happened to make games and they managed to save it. So when an app selling Japanese comics hits number one in the English language Apple Store, it means a lot of English speakers like it. And that's just more evidence that the industry is dying. It's just sequestered, bitter, and clueless as well. Y'all think I can cape books. Look. Hey. First of all, you need to understand that manga isn't the same like DC and Marvel. They rarely deal with superheroes. Right? They tackle a whole other array of issues. And everything that the Western critics are complaining about comic books. Oh, it's skimpily clad dressed. Oh, too many boobies. Like all these things. Manga embraces them. They call it fan service. And apparently, like, people want to buy it. So, all of your, like, oh, it sexualizes women and something like that. I believe, actually, this was discussed at the UN, believe it or not. Like, this was actually a topic that was taught at UN. And the Japanese were like, what do you mean, they sexualize women? They're fictional. Grow up, gaijin. Learn how to appreciate art. What are you, like 12? Can't tell difference between actual woman and drawing gaijin crazy. And I was looking at it. It's like, oh yeah. The best example is when you looked at E3, which was a exposition for the upcoming video games, and the difference between Western game developers and Japanese game developers was day and night. Like, you get the Westerner game developers, and they're so corporate, so fake. Like, everyone was smiling, everyone was cheering. They were acting like they're my friend. They were acting like if they know me. And not only that, they constantly talks about the community and how they want to make everyone enjoy it, and how they want the community to be more diverse and embrace everyone. And then they talk about LGBT, and Ubisoft had like this dancing panda on my screen. It's like, why? What did I do to deserve this? I just wanted to see trailers for video games. That's it, right? But no, right? And they avoided the word gamer like the plague. Like, they made absolutely sure that they don't utter the word gamer. Instead, they replaced it with players this and players that. And it was like 90% bullshit content with people with smiley faces and cheering and happy. And talking to me about inclusivity and diversity and having this panda do this ridiculous dance that Mr. Bedecker liked for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, right? And then you finally get to the Japanese. And at the Japanese commercials, you have this guy. And I looked at his face, right? It was a face that showed disdain. Like, the moment I saw him, I knew that he is not like me. He is better than me. He knows it. I know it. It's just the body language, right? And it's like he's the CEO of Nintendo or something. Like, it's just this upper up. And he looks at me through the monitor with disdain and disgust. And he's like, I am better than you. I have made many games for filthy gaijin to enjoy hours of pleasure experiencing. These are the games that we made. And after that, just commercial after commercial after commercial of video game after video game after video game. And the man fucking got it. Like, the Japanese people actually get it. They're not my friends. No, they want to make a game for me so that I can play, and in return I give them cash. And that's it. Like, they're not out there to change the world. Like, honestly, like, there were... I forgot which company, Western gaming company, that were like, our games are going to change the world. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And the same thing, like, the people from the comic book industry, they believe the same thing if you look at their Twitter. Like, they want to change the world through comics. They want to change the world through their media. The people from Japan don't. They just want you to read the comic and enjoy yourself, and hopefully you're going to buy the next issue. That's it. And that's why they're doing so well. There's no underlying secret. There is no underlying agenda.
That is why people just buy manga nowadays, because it gives them what they want, entertainment. If I want a lecture, I go to my mother, I don't purchase a Marvel comic, which apparently is what I'm supposed to do. And by the way, like another thing that I liked about the Japanese people is that if you look at the developers, they had like a few screens where you see Japanese developers, they look sad and miserable, and that made me very happy. It makes me happy to know that the game developer is sad, miserable, and depressed. If possible, turn off his air conditioner to make him even more sad, miserable, and depressed, because it shows that the reason he is sad is because he has worked tirelessly on my video game, and it's a good product because there's a lot of energy placed into it, right? And when I purchase it, I purchase a little bit of the developer soul that is in that game, right? I know I get a good product because he has slaved and has given everything in order to get that game for me. If I look at the Western developer, he's happy. How can he be happy? When did he have time to work and make a good game if he's happy? I'm generally curious, right? What do you guys think? By the way, I'm joking before I get people thinking that I'm legitimately wanting sadness and sorrow. But yeah, I had to make this video. I'm sorry, I just had to, because I was laughing so much at this. So I'm just curious, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.